There's a branch called medicine, there's a branch called family medicine. What is the main difference between these two branches?
Internal medicine is a improved or a bettered version of family medicine only.
So basically family medicine can actually treat almost every other specialty as well.
He is a specialist in practically everything.
The market rumor is that this family medicine is a dying branch.
Family medicine is the specialty of the future.
How should a young doctor start his or her own clinic?
If the place is not a problem, as less than a lakh, you should be able to start your clinic.
What are the patient behavior changes that you have seen in those 35 years?
The patient of today has become quite demanding, quite assertive.
So why does IMA doesn't help in legal recourse when a doctor is assaulted?
वकील तो बाद में आएगा, तब तक डॉक्टर की पिटाई तो हो चुकी होगी.
So डॉक्टर पिटाई तो 15 मिनट बाद भी हो चुकी होगी जब 20 गाड़ियाँ आएंगी.
ये सतयुग नहीं है, ये कलयुग है. Everybody has to mean business. आप अच्छी सर्विस दो, अच्छे दाम लो, शांति से जिंदगी काटो. आप भगवान ना बनो.
Sir, what is the earning structure of a family medicine specialist? Like immediately after postgrad, 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line. Hey guys, welcome to the Nachiket Bhatia Show. Today we are joined by one of Delhi's most respected voices in medicine, Dr. Naresh Chawla. With over 35 years of clinical experience, Dr. Chawla is a veteran physician with a deep expertise in diabetology, cardiology, and general medicine. A distinguished graduate and postgraduate of MAMC Delhi, he also holds advanced credentials including a DNB in family medicine along with fellowships from MAMS and FIAMS. He also holds advanced credentials including a DNB in family medicine, but his impact extends well beyond patient care. Dr. Chawla is a prominent medical leader, having served as a former National Joint Secretary of IMA, Vice President of DMC, past President of Delhi Medical Association, IMA Delhi North Zone, and currently resides as the President of Pitampura Medical Forum. Let's put our hands together and let's welcome Dr. Naresh Chawla, sir. So, welcome to the Nachiket Bhatia Show, sir. You have lived a great life. You have done a socio-activist work for doctors. You have fought for doctors for so long. You have done your career. You have practiced medicine also. So, I would like to know from this beginning, how did Dr. Naresh Chawla, sir, enter into the field of medicine?
So, as you choose a career, you start loving it. And so did I. If someone asked me, will I like to become, despite so many difficulties while practicing as a doctor, living as a doctor, and life as a doctor, I would say the field of medicine is the best field. I will still like to become doctor again in my next life. That's my choice.
So, how were your days in MAMC? I mean, what made MAMC special?
You see, no doubt MAMC was the first choice. And it is not easy to get in MAMC. You have to secure good marks. Yeah. So I did it. It's my good luck. I tried. These days we have lots of coaching colleges, PT colleges, a lot of trainings. In our times, in 1975-6, there was hardly any. It was all your own personal effort. I tried. It's my good luck. And the blessings of my parents and all, I got it. Maulana Azad was a glorious college. No doubt it is the best college, the teaching-wise, the co-students-wise, and training-wise, and our hospital, LNGP and hospital and Jeepant hospitals, I can vouch for it, at least in Delhi and Delhi NCR, and practically I would say in whole of India, it is the best choice. I think it trained me what I am today, the feeling, the spirit, the fighting spirit, the caring spirit, being a doctor, all was given to me by MAMC only.
Sir, you chose family medicine as a postgrad, your own postgrad. Sir, tell me about that branch.
As a matter of fact, this also came to me not by choice, accidentally. As a matter of fact, I did train myself in ophthalmology also. I did DOMS from Maulana Azad Medical College only. But later on, I realized that I was not kind of fitting in it. So later on, I may change my choice. Then I first did FCGP. Then I did DNB in family medicine, and as a matter of fact, now I am perhaps the best trained. I am MAMS in family medicine. There are hardly 2 MAMS in whole of India. So I have gone so much ahead, not only doing my practice as family medicine specialist, but propagating the cause of family medicine also. I personally feel not only in India, in any part of the world, the specialty of family medicine should grow. Yeah, I personally feel 80% of all ailments can be seen by a family medicine specialist only. One needs to go to a specialist only for 20% ailments. But the tragedy in India is that most graduates do not get a choice to do family medicine as a choice. They just after their graduation, they just start their medical practice. And obviously they are doing general practice, they are doing general medical practice. But if this big chunk is trained in family medicine, I am sure all the problems in India of the beleaguered, the choices the people have, they'll be much, much better. Because the word over general practitioner is a huge choice. In India, this specialty has got bogged down by the glamour and the glare of specialties. I personally feel this specialty should grow more, and a person who is in family medicine, he has a huge, is a horizontal specialty. You have to know something of every subject. When I practice it, I feel like a complete doctor. Not to cast aspersions on the specialists, they're also doing good job. But I think a symbiosis between these two, a proper symbiosis, can serve the people much, much better. Think of a patient who is going to a cardiologist and he goes to a simple fever also to the cardiologist. Not needed. We need to stratify these services so the people of India can get better medical care, better choice.
So this question comes from all the NEET PG aspirants who have cleared NEET PG and now they are confused. There's a branch called medicine, there's a branch called family medicine. You have worked, you have seen the whole industry here. What is the main difference between these two branches?
Yes, a very good question. Family medicine and internal medicine. Frankly speaking, internal medicine is a improved or a bettered version of family medicine only. Family medicine specialist, in personally feel he should be a person who is largely into a standalone clinic looking after all ailments under one roof. I am a huge supporter of a standalone clinic. If someone really asks me that how can we solve the problems of the cost of treatments, the best treatment is family medicine. How it can be done? A person who doesn't have to invest in a hospital, a person who does not have invest in investigations, obviously he is supposed to do a better and more economical medical care than any other specialist can do. Whereas internal medicine is a totally hospital-based practice. Obviously, there is a lot of overlapping between the two. One can do this, another can do this. But the essential difference is the person who's sitting in a standalone clinic, using his medical skills, depending on less and less on investigations, having little knowledge of all subjects. I call a family medicine specialist a mini multi-specialist. He knows everything. Even in my practice also, whether it is diabetology or cardiology or dermatology or ENT, eye, everything. So that provides a huge satisfaction to such doctors.
Most of the doctors are not good at planning. और उसी problem को solve करने के लिए I have created this planner. Plan your day, plan your goals and execute them on a daily basis. ये मत सोचो कि रैंक 1 आनी है. ये सोचो कि आज के दिन पे मुझे कितने टेस्ट देने हैं, मुझे कितने MCQ मार्क करने हैं और मुझे कितनी वीडियोस देखनी है. रैंक 1 तभी पॉसिबल है जब 365 दिन आप अपने गोल्स अचीव कर पाओ. इसको एक बार यूज करके देखो and give me your honest feedback. Is it really that helpful? So basically family medicine can actually treat almost every other specialty as well.
I've just already said that a family medicine specialist, if he is properly trained, he is a specialist in practically everything. But he cannot become one up to an extent. He has to first see the patient, examine the patient. With little investigations, if he feels that the patient needs to go to a super specialist or a hospital, he needs to refer them. So a proper referral system between a family medicine specialist and specialists and super specialists will open a huge Pandora's box for a proper medical care, which is not happening in my India. India is what is happening is each according to his choice. A rich man says, I will not go to a GP, I'll go straight to a specialist. So he get trapped. You must have heard of cases where simple patients landed with a specialist and got trapped, spending huge amount of money, but still not getting the proper clue. And he goes to his own GP or a family medicine specialist, and every problem is solved. So we have to start from right there.
So basically, patients themselves are breaking the structure
Absolutely, absolutely.
and going directly one above.
Absolutely, absolutely. You see, in India, we have a government sector, we have a private sector. Government sector, we have everything, but the government sector is too strained. Too many patients, and government doctor is somehow less motivated to put in more efforts. Whereas a private doctor has to put his best to live up to his brand. He has to build his name. He has to build his fame. He has to make money. So he's always more motivated. As far as private doctor is concerned, anybody can go to anybody. So that is the whole cause of problem. If this thing is structured and stratified, I'm sure the patients will be happier, the doctors will be happier, and even the specialists will be drawing more pleasure. These days, you must have heard of huge number of quacks in India. So I have often seen specialists getting referrals from quacks, thereby promoting quackery also. So I would say if this thing is structured properly, we can eliminate quackery also. We can get proper economical care for most patients, and only those patients reaching a specialist who actually need to go to them is very, very important.
So I'll ask you a blunt question here. I talk to so many candidates who want to take up family medicine, but they are afraid because, every current senior of theirs and the market rumor is that this family medicine is a dying branch. After a couple of years, nobody's going to visit a family medicine specialist. They will directly go to a
Specialist.
super specialist, something like that. And there will be no respect there also.
Let me tell you one thing. The president of National Medical Commission, his name is I'm forgetting his name. He made a remark, family medicine is the specialty of the future. Because down the line, as we have GPs in America, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, India does not have such a thing at all. So it is not dying. I think we have to evolve a system. If you really ask me, family medicine started around 25 years back. It is coming up now. It is coming up now. We do not need, but we need to groom the young graduates in family medicine. They'll be able to serve much better than the plain graduates who come out after their graduation and straight away go for practice. If they are trained properly, they'll be able to serve the purpose much better. I always say, if it is dying, we need to revive it. We need to invigorate it. We need to actually push life into it. Why do they feel this young graduates? You asked a very direct question. They feel, doctor, what will I do? The hospital will not take me. Not necessarily. I already said the way out for them is a standalone clinic, which without much investment, with exploiting their own skill, they can become a complete doctor and they can compete with any other doctors. And if their patient is a difficult one, they can get an attachment to the nearby hospitals, which they easily get. So it is not dying, it is being revived. It needs to be further revived. Rather, it is the government. Government has yet to have a MD in family medicine. Already there are few colleges in Chennai, etc. They have it. Even in Sri Lanka, they have it. Since we have DNB in family medicine, there's a dire need to start MD also in family medicine. That with a great project by the government of India. I wish the Ministry of Health realizes it early and starts a course in family medicine also.
So, sir, how should a young doctor start his or her own clinic? Because that's a very big question. Everybody thinks that ke hire to ho jayega, but when they go there, the first step is very difficult.
It's a fact that I started my clinic from residence from clinic, but there are lots of people who may not have such an avenue. I think as far as you're asking clinic, that depends on, you have to find a place, whether it is a shopping center or it is a residential area, because lots of people can open there is a definite provision for opening the clinics in the residential areas also. So I think depending on your means, or you can take some government loan, etc. It all depends on what kind of means you have. If you can't buy a clinic space, you can always rent it out. So if a standalone clinic does not need much investment at all, equipment least apart from the furniture. These days we have to have the proper prescription writing, you have to have the proper laptop, etc. things. So in my opinion, with the investment, if the place is not a problem, as less than a lakh, you should be able to start your clinic. And then you build up.
In less than lakh?
Yes. What do we, when I started clinic, I didn't even spend 1.5 thousand rupees. That was way back, almost 3-4 decades back. So it is not difficult at all. Your skill counts. If your diagnosis making is good, what do you require? You require a stethoscope, a thermometer, what else? BP recorder, what else? These things, beyond that, you may need an ECG machine, you may need an oxygen cylinder, you need an oximeter, but all these you can add later. So with little investment, you can start with no problems. In fact, you have to have the well. If you have the skill, your skill and history taking, you can start solving problems, and the rest is history. So don't think that you will need a huge clinic first and then you'll start making. No, you don't need that. There's a difference between the clinic of a family medicine specialist and other specialist. Other specialists do need a lot of attachments, this and this. We don't need frills. No frills are needed. A simple clinic, I think I would said more, even less than that, you can start a clinic.
So you have practiced for more than 35 years.
Yeah.
All right. So what are the patient behavior changes that you have seen in those 35 years?
In fact, hell of a lot. The patient of today has become quite demanding, quite assertive, quite knowledgeable, and on the top of it, quite assertive. You say, doctor, ye hona chahiye. He'll come prepared to me with all the Google knowledge, which he'll flaunt on me. So it is my expertise to tell him, madam patient, ye aisa nahi hota, aisa hona chahiye. So I think with the passage of time, you learn these things. But gone are the days when the doctors were considered demigods. In these days of Consumer Protection Act and all the other things, the doctors are finding it extremely difficult. So, but if you are truthful, proper communication, since I was in Delhi Medical Council, so I always tell all the doctors, communicate properly. Communicate properly, document properly, and be honest to your patient. If you are that, you have nothing to fear. Nobody can touch you if you have done a proper diagnosis. Even if something goes wrong, tell Mr. Patient, Madam Patient, ये mistake हो गया है, ऐसा हम ठीक करेंगे तो ऐसा हो जाएगा. तो आपको बिल्कुल भी डरने की जरूरत नहीं है. Rest, time teaches you. I always say, time teaches you and your patient teach you. My patients taught me. In my family, there was hardly any doctor. So I was among the first doctor in my family. So I started, and slowly you learn things. No, not difficult at all. Years back, everything will do. These days, if you are even away from medicine for a year's time, everything has changed. In any field of medicine, as I am saying, in medicine, in family medicine, I see patients of cardiology also, diabetics also, gastroenterology also, neurology also. So you have to learn everything. Your hands-on training has to go on practically around the year.
Sir, how important is this indemnity insurance for doctors?
You see, in India, after the Consumer Protection Act and all those things, the insurance has become a must. All doctors, a family medicine specialist also, even if he need not take a big package of say crores, but something like 50 lakhs, जरूर लेना चाहिए. उससे it works as a cover, and you, God forbid, you are caught somewhere. Something goes wrong, which can go wrong. Obviously, medical accidents do occur. Even if it was not a mistake of yours, you are trapped. At least you feel safe. Days are going to come, as it happens in the developed West, where the whole business medical practice is run by insurance companies. In India, till now, I would say I'm thanks to my patients and thanks to the people of India. People are still nice, although things are worsening every day.
Have you ever faced something like this?
No, not even once till now. Not even once till now. So Adi said, right from the first day, I believed in proper communication. If you communicate with their patient, Mr. Patient, this is your ailment, this is what I am doing, this is your prognosis. Don't over-promise the patient. Don't, ये नहीं कि मेरी कमीज दूसरे पड़ोसी से ज़्यादा सफ़ेद होनी चाहिए. Don't do that. Don't jump. If you communicate properly, I think patient also rather believes you, and he trusts you, and that is the I think the main secret of a good medical practice. Don't cheat your patients. Your patients will never bounce on you.
And this is one of the most important questions. You have seen this field inside out. Sir, what is the earning structure of a family medicine specialist? Like immediately after postgrad, 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line?
You see, when many of us, this is the drawback I am seeing in many young graduates and many young doctors, they think of only one thing. Doc, sab kitni kamai hogi? Don't think of that. You see, if you think you'll become a multimillionaire or billionaire within days, it may not happen. But as a doctor, as a professional, you should always think of your professional satisfaction first. And believe me, earning money is a byproduct in medicine. If the patients come to you, paisa bhi aayega, apne aap aayega, and we are making huge. I'm unhappy with my earning, etc., etc. There is no end to these things. So thinking that कि जो young doctors हैं वो क्या सोचते हैं, डॉक्टर साहब, how will I earn? You don't earn. Money will come as a byproduct. You only do good medical practice, which is satisfying to you, which is satisfying to your patient. Money will definitely down. And as you said, over decades, I think as your number of patients increase, I tell many of my family medicine fellows also, मैंने कहा, don't think of that. जो आ गया ना, think of that patient and satisfy him. You don't need any publicity. You don't need to tell him. You don't need to advertise yourself. The word of public mouth will bring you more patients. You see, a young doctor, if he takes a government job, etc., he draws a salary of something like 1.5 to 2 lakhs. In medical practice, I think making this money is too easy. You can make much, much more, even as a family medicine specialist also. But this happens with the passage of time. You don't have to feel frustrated. Keep trying. Be honest to yourself. Be honest to your patients. The work will grow.
You have been a social activist for doctors also. You have worked in IMA, DMA, DMC. So today, I think one of the biggest questions that every patient has in their mind ki why is the doctor charging? All right. And for such a little time, you must have seen so many complaints on Twitter as well कि मैं इस डॉक्टर के पास गया 2,500 रुपये ले लिए 15 मिनट के लिए. And every patient feels that doctor is overcharging, and it's such a noble profession. Why is the doctor charging? Why is this thinking in every non-medico here?
Very good question. It's a fact. It's a dilemma. You see, in India, somehow right from the beginning, decades back, we never have health budgets. If a patient has to spend some money, he or she thinks कि मुझे क्यों देना पड़ रहा है? I think over a period of time, there has to be a paradigm change in people's thought, and people are changing now. Now, you're saying that patient कहता है डॉक्टर साहब मैं गया फलाने के पास गया था उसने 10 मिनट लिए मुझे 2,500 ले लिए. तो when I chose this field of family medicine, one of the reasons was this also. This gave me a good choice to make myself कहते हैं ना amenable, economical, available, and still make good money. You see, no doubt medical costs are too much. And particularly, I am not accusing the corporate sector. Corporate sector has become a huge drain. God forbidden if a patient gets admitted. Since the corporate had invested huge amounts, it is not the doctor who makes money there. It is the corporate which makes the money. And the blame is given to डॉक्टर. डॉक्टर साहब आपने 7 लाख का बिल ले लिया. वो पता चला डॉक्टर के 7 लाख में डॉक्टर का खर्चा तो सिर्फ 30-40 हज़ार भी नहीं था. रेस्ट वाज ऑल एक्सपेंसेस ऑन अदर थिंग्स. सो इट इज़ अ मिसनोमर. As far as your thing, I always tell my patient, yes, doctors should keep their fees average, satisfy the patient. If you have taken more also, your patient should be satisfied. Yes, doctor ने बहुत अच्छे से देखा था. So in this comes the main communication. Tell the patient, I am getting these investigations for this reason. I am not getting these investigations for these reasons. So proper communication solves it. As I was saying, yes, as compared to the developed West, where the average fees is something like 10 to 20,000 per, and here, in fact, as me would be, average in India or in Delhi, average fees is something like on the upper side of 1,000, which is fairly average. Sir, we are always open to decrease the fees. I think I consider my patient as the bigger If he says, Doctor साहब मेरे पास पैसे कम है, तो I said, all right, no problems. We permit that. So never make your patient feel cheated, which is the worst thing a doctor can do to a patient and to the society also. Why bring bad names? Being a medico-social activist, I always tell that Mr. Doctor, अपना structure ऐसा रखो, patient को ये ना लगे. But when the patient is trapped in a hospital or in corporate, there is no choice. Then the things is in the hands of the corporate managers and the MBAs who have targets. Why didn't you get this many investigations? What use are you? What money are you? What earning have you given to the hospital? So why having entered the specialty of family medicine, I'm much away from these things.
So, sir, you feel that the corporates do unethical things to increase their revenue and targets?
I think it's maybe a difficult question for me and very difficult for me to answer that too publicly. But the answer is there are gray areas. There are gray areas, and most people are aware of it. And you see, the corporate investors don't see the patient; they see only earnings. It is a well-known fact. A person who has invested 500 crores, he thinks, कितना बाहर निकला है? These days, medical field is considered the best earnings. Who pays? The hapless patient pays. We know it. So it has to come from someone's pocket. Hopefully and thankful to God, I'm away from these things. In my practice, there's no such thing. It is only plain good service, good skilled service, good earnings. Both parties are equally happy. In the first lockdown, second it was still worse. I did not close my clinic even for a single day. So, patient realizes this doctor does not look for himself, care for himself less, and looks me after. That thing pays. That thing pays. Second thing is your economy. Economical treatments are always better. Don't raise your fees for nothing. If you are seeing less number of patients and charging more, you are not a popular doctor. If you are seeing more number of patients and charging less, you'll be a popular doctor. So you have to strike a fine balance that you make good money also and you get good clientage also. I think these things have to go hand by hand. And the skill, you're looking at the symptoms after clinical examination, within seconds you are ready with the diagnosis in your mind, the provisional diagnosis. Then whatever little investigations you do, I think all these things patient realizes. And obviously it does not happen overnight. It takes many weeks, months, years, decades.
So, how did you enter the field of socio activism?
You see, this is a very good question you asked me. You know why? I personally feel doctors are, after their training in a medical college, they become single persons. They become little self-centered. I urge my fellow medical men not to become such. For everything, whether it is a government permission to start a clinic, whether various issues which we have with the city administration, the municipality, our house tax being commercial, our electricity charges being commercial, our water charges being commercial, and other things like our PNDT acts and various regulations on us, we are not able to somehow strike a lobby with the government ever. This is where the role of associations come. The associations have to be strong. The way the lawyers associations they are very strong. They can do anything. We medical men tend to be more noble, number one. We think of patients, number two. Number three, we tend to become may practice, may earning, etc., etc. So this is where I would say that all doctors, not only in Delhi, all across India, although there are almost 3.75 lakh members of Indian Medical Association, but when it comes to performing as a lobby, there's a lot more desired. At Delhi Medical Association level also, at Indian Medical Association level also. So that is where I urge my doctors, behave like a lobby. Love your neighbor. Don't compete with your neighbor in the way. Always never cast aspersions on other doctors. Appreciate other doctors. Do your clean, good practice. That is what will give you peace also, and your associations will become strong. Now even the National Medical Commission recommends that every graduate should become, whether it is graduate or PG or DM, they should all become members of association, and they should, one is for the CME purposes, and I feel for being a lobby. Till the time a medical lobby is not created, we shall never be able to get anything from the governments or municipalities, not only in Delhi, in any part of India. So we have to behave like a lobby. And if we don't become a lobby, we are a single person. And singly you cannot survive. It bloody totally puts you upside down. Your existence, you feel you're zero. If once it happens, you say when such a person, any such assault occurs, no one comes to anyone's help. It is not so. Even in IM in North Delhi, the part where I belong to, we have a area coordination system. We have a whole chart that the person who's being assaulted will inform one person. A whole cycle will run. It has happened a number of times. We need to propagate it more. So, अगर ऐसा system भी build करेंगे, तो people will be dissuaded to attack like this. You see, it is the effect of media. You must have seen Gabbar Singh. You must have seen films saying कि डॉक्टर अगर कुछ हो गया तो मैं सब कुछ खत्म कर दूंगा. This is wrong. I think this has been propagated by the media alone. So we have to counter it. Not counter it by telling that they should not show such a thing. And second is by being ready. In Bihar, in many places I have seen the nursing homes and hospitals have started having gunmen and lathats. We don't have to become that also, but I personally feel a doctor should come to the rescue of a doctor. The system which I am referring to, that is called area coordinator system. For example, in a certain area thing happens, the doctor informs only one person. A whole cycle runs, and within 15-20 minutes, 20 गाड़ियाँ आगे खड़ी हो गई. उससे क्या होगा, जो लोग इकट्ठे हुए हैं उनको आप उनमें से कुछ जानकार भी मिल सकते हैं, उनको आप समझा भी सकते हैं कि ये हुआ तो क्यों हुआ. अगर कोई गलती हुई भी है तो लेट द लॉ टेक इट्स कोर्स. हाउ कैन ए डॉक्टर बी अटैक्ड? हाउ कैन ए डॉक्टर बी फिजिकली असॉल्टेड? हाउ कैन ए डॉक्टर बी बीटन? हाउ कैन हिज प्रॉपर्टी बी डैमेज्ड? आफ्टर ऑल, India has its own law. So I always say, even if a mistake has occurred, we often see कि बच्चा पैदा होना था, सीजन हुआ, उसके बाद दोनों मर गए, तो लोगों ने, घर वालों ने अटैक कर दिया. मैं कहता हूँ, first thing, doctors should take all the precautions. But one must not forget, playing his life is not easy. Not easy. In the best equipped ICUs of America also people die, so they don't attack there. I don't know whether assaults, some physical assaults exist in the Western world or not, but they are much, much more in India. And we as a medical lobby, we as medical men, we as members of Indian Medical Association and various state medical association should try our best. The system I'm referring to, they should have proper coordination, they should have proper meetings. ये नहीं कि आपका पड़ोसी आपको जानता ही नहीं, जो पड़ोसी आपको जानता ही नहीं वो आपकी मदद क्यों करेगा? उसके लिए you have, that is where the association comes. One thing I feel extremely strong about is there should not be any assaults.
So why does IMA doesn't help in legal recourse when a doctor is assaulted?
You see, legal thing is, route is one thing. और वकील तो बाद में आएगा, तब तक डॉक्टर की पिटाई तो हो चुकी होगी.
सर डॉक्टर की पिटाई तो 15 मिनट बाद भी हो चुकी होगी जब 20 गाड़ी आएंगी.
No.
सर मेरे साथ असॉल्ट हुआ इसलिए मुझे पता है.
Let me tell you one thing. In the last 20-30 years, at least I was the chief area coordinator of IM in North Delhi. I got a call. काम छोड़ना पड़ता है और उठ के जाना पड़ता है. तो that is why there is need of more medical activists and medical social activists. That is why I am saying individual doctor has to be behave. कल ये अटैक मुझ पे हो गया तो मेरी कौन मदद करेगा? उस अगर फीलिंग से आगे बढ़ेंगे. अगर अभी तक नहीं हुआ है तो we need to inculcate this feeling in doctors.
मैं अपना क्वेश्चन वापस कर रहा हूँ सर. My point is when a doctor is assaulted, हो गया, all right. There is nobody to help him or her take a legal recourse. Why doesn't IMA step in here?
I already said, legal का तो ये ना कि legal का मतलब आपका मतलब कि केस चलेगा ना. केस तो बहुत बाद में चलेगा.
केस है, FIR है, सब कुछ
होता है. आप जानते हैं पुलिस क्या करती है? पुलिस डॉक्टर को गिरफ्तार कर लेती है कि आपको बचाने के लिए कर रहे हैं. The whole system in India is such, somehow doctor is considered the ultimate उसी ने सब कुछ किया है।
मॉरल पुलिसिंग शुरू हो जाती है।
द सोशल मीडिया पहले जजमेंट कर देती है, न्यूज़पेपर पहले जजमेंट दे देते हैं। डॉक्टर तो ना चाहते हुए मर गया बेचारा, क्या करे वो? उसका एक ही तरीका है, फर्स्ट वहाँ जाके सिचुएशन को डिफ्यूज़ करना, समझाना भी क्यों हुआ है। जब देखते हैं ना कि अगर हमारे 50 लोग आ गए हैं तो 40-50 डॉक्टर्स भी आ गए हैं तो लोग अपने आप ही शांत हो जाते हैं। अक्सर इश्यूज दो होते हैं, एक गलती का और दूसरा इशू होता है पेमेंट का। द पार्टी डजंट वांट टू पे इन ए प्राइवेट हॉस्पिटल, लोग कहते हैं ऐसे ही चला दो, उसके ये तरीका कि पीट पाट दो, पैसे तो बच ही जाएंगे। देयर आर लॉट्स ऑफ इश्यूज, बट आई फुल्ली एग्री विद यू व्हेन इट कम्स टू assault on a doctor is I would say it is a absolutely unwarranted thing. Every possible effort should be made by the lobby of doctors, be it IMA or Delhi Medical Station, or the branches, we should try our best. It is a huge, कहते हैं ना कि उसको तो ख़त्म कर दिया। एक डॉक्टर जिसकी 4 पैसे डॉक्टरी चल रही थी, उसने 20-30 साल लगा के अपना कुछ बनाया है, वो तो एक ही दिन में मर जाता है। तो ये तो मैं कहता हूँ, मैं तो इसके इतना खिलाफ हूँ। और जिसको थप्पड़ पड़ मार दिए, उसकी प्रॉपर्टी तोड़ दी, ये कर दिया वो दिया, सब कुछ करना चाहिए। पुलिस भी केस होना चाहिए, उसके पड़ोसी डॉक्टर भी आने चाहिए, लीगल कोर्स भी होना चाहिए, एवरीथिंग, सो दैट दिस वर्क्स एज ए डेटरेंट कि अगली बार ना करो। लेकिन फिर भी सच्चाई है, हमारी मीडिया ने कुछ ऐसा दिखा रखा है कि गलती तो डॉक्टर की होती है जी। अगर बच्चा मर गया, अगर कुछ ऐसा हो गया, हम तो छोटा सा ऑपरेशन करवाने आए थे, ये तो मर ही गया, तो ये गलती डॉक्टर्स की है। ये हमें आई थिंक सोसाइटी हैज़ येट टू डेवलप। मोर पीपल हैव, मोर नॉन मेडिकल पीपल हैव टू कम फॉरवर्ड टू टेल पीपल कि सारी गलती डॉक्टर नहीं होती है। डॉक्टर का काम मुश्किल होता है, वो ज़िंदगी से खेलता है। एनेस्थीसिया दिया, बंदा जागा ही नहीं, उसको अटैक हो गया, वो मर गया, तो डॉक्टर की कहाँ से गलती है? नो डाउट डॉक्टर्स शुड डू एवरी पॉसिबल एफर्ट टू सेव द पेशेंट, बट अगर मरीज मरता है या बिगड़ता है तो जिम्मेवार डॉक्टर हमेशा नहीं होता। आई थिंक दिस फीलिंग हैज़ टू बी इनकल्ट्रेटेड इन द सोसाइटीज माइंड।
So why doesn't the government provide us the same status as a government bus driver? So do you know that government bus driver, it is illegal to beat him if he or she even एक्सीडेंट के बाद भी आप उसको मार नहीं सकते। इट्स एन इलीगल एक्टिविटी। डॉक्टर को मारना इज नॉट एन इलीगल एक्टिविटी, मारना इज एन इलीगल एक्टिविटी। द डॉक्टर इज बीइंग, इट इज नॉट एन इलीगल एक्टिविटी। मॉरल कंपासिंग शुरू हो जाती है, वहीं पुलिस आके पूछती गलती किसकी थी।
सच्चाई ये है कि somehow down the- इसका जिम्मेवार डॉक्टर की नोबिलिटी है। डॉक्टर जब एक डॉक्टर बनता है तो ये कह के बनता है कि मैं समाज के लिए कुछ अच्छा करना चाहता हूँ। उसको ये नहीं पता अच्छा करते करते उसका ही अच्छा हो जाता है। तो कहीं ना कहीं हम डॉक्टर्स को भी वील हैव टू बिहेव लाइक ए प्रॉपर सर्विस प्रोवाइडर ओनली। डोंट गो बियॉन्ड दैट, डोंट गेट lured by the ललो बच्चों ऑफ पेशेंट। डॉक्टर साहब तो भगवान है, नथिंग डूइंग, इज ए सर्विस आई एम प्रोवाइडिंग। सो आई थिंक ये पैराडाइम चेंज हमें करना पड़ेगा, बहुत जल्द करना पड़ेगा। आपका पूछना वाई ओनली ड्राइवर, यू कांट बीट ए गवर्नमेंट सर्वेंट। यहाँ तो गवर्नमेंट के डॉक्टर भी बढ़ जाते हैं और सब बढ़ जाते हैं। गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल में खुलेआम डॉक्टर पढ़ाई होती है। आपने बिल्कुल ठीक कहा, जो CMO ऑफिस में डॉक्टर हो गया, कैसे हो गया जी? पीट पाट दिया, इधर उधर माइक फेंक दिया, ये फेंक दिया।
सर आपको एक वो GTV वाला केस याद है which happened in February? The gunman entered in the middle of the day.
Yes, we know it. So doctors are noble souls, but down the line, after seeing the change in values, ये सतयुग नहीं है, ये कलयुग है। Everybody has to mean business. आप अच्छी सर्विस दो, अच्छे दाम लो, शांति से जिंदगी काटो, आप भगवान ना बनो। तो आई टेल माई डॉक्टर्स ऑल्सो, मिस्टर डॉक्टर, बिहेव, गिव योर सर्विस, बट देयर आर सम, इन काउंसिल वी टीच पीपल एवरीथिंग, डोंट ओवर प्रॉमिस। इन अपनी कमीज ज़्यादा सफ़ेद बनाने के लिए वो ओवर प्रॉमिस कर देता है, अपने पड़ोसी को बीट करने के लिए ओवर प्रॉमिस कर देता है, बिकॉज उसकी भी दिक्कत हमें है। तो डाउन द लाइन वी हैव टू बी फेयर, वी डू नॉट हैव टू ओवर प्रॉमिस, वी हैव टू डू गुड स्किलफुल प्रैक्टिस ऑफ मेडिसिन। इफ़ यू डू दैट एंड विदाउट ओवर प्रॉमिसिंग, मेरे हिसाब से इस चीज़ से लड़ सकते हैं। उसके ऊपर जरूरी है आर यूनिटी। यूनिटी ऑफ डॉक्टर्स इज ए मस्ट। Doctors, as I told you, they behave more like self-centered people. उनको सिखाया नहीं जाता, उनका काम धंधा ही ऐसा, डॉक्टर साहब आप ही मेरे भगवान हो, तो वो भगवान ही बन जाता है। तो इसको कहीं ना कहीं हमें रिवाइज करना पड़ेगा। We'll have to become more professional, more business oriented in the sense कि अपना काम करो, सर्विस प्रोवाइड करो, इससे ऊपर मत जाओ, ये बहुत जरूरी है।
So what to do about the inhuman working hours of the residents? 36 hours, 48
I
hours.
already said there is a dire need to all across India in many medical colleges, right? In Delhi भी हम देखते हैं, छोटे शहरों में तो बहुत ही बुरा हाल है. तो I think there needs to be a change for which IMA is definitely working. Barhal, IMA can give only recommendations to the government. It is for the government or the Ministry of Health to accept those changes. We know of residents, कम पैसा मिलता है, कहीं कोने में कहीं जो जिस हॉस्टल में रहते हैं वहाँ लाइट नहीं है, चाचा लोग शेयर कर रहे हैं एक ही बेड पे, क्या हो रहा है सब कुछ. Do you think we are not aware? We are well aware of it. And we are opposed to it also. We keep trying also. Then there is exploitation by seniors also. आपका सीनियर कहता है भैया अगर बड़ा आदमी बनना है तो ये करके ले, नहीं तू नहीं करेगा तो दूसरा करेगा. तो डाउन द लाइन, as far as number of doctors is concerned, in India we have good enough number of doctors now. They need to be trained properly. The quality has to be ensured. Another thing which I would like to is the curriculum needs to be changed. जो डॉक्टर बन के आए बाहर वो प्रैक्टिस काम करने लायक तो हो, उसको डिग्री तो मिल गई, थैंक यू वेरी मच, गुड बाय, उससे काम नहीं चलेगा. The quality, the proper curriculum and proper training is a must before such a doctor becomes useful for himself and for the society and for the profession.
So I personally feel that IMA should be more vocal about these problems and they should identify individual problems and then take a stand somewhere. What do you think?
I personally feel IMA should become much stronger. But what is IMA? IMA is me. IMA is you. IMA is any doctor. We have to lend power and credence to it. There is lots of ifs and buts in IMA also. IMA, what is IMA? IMA is not a body created by government. It is a totally R-made non-governmental organization which is working for certain goals. So we have to give power and strength to it also. But at the same time, we have to lend power to it also. When a president calls, everybody should come around. There should not be any infighting. There should not be any opposition, etc., etc. If we ensure that, I feel the coming days will be much better for doctors if we have a powerful lobby standing behind us. You are sort of very
Yes,
right.
sir, I'm at your disposal. We are building the India's largest medical community here, and whatever IMA needs to basically reduce toxicity, reduce violence, so me and the whole medical community is here.
Absolutely, you are very right. I think one of my words will be listened by many people, and I'm sure anyone who takes an office at IMA, he has to be devoted, he has to listen to everyone, plus he has to carry everybody with him. These days, you see, as I told you about our democracy not being a mature democracy, the democracy has to be inculcated in them also. They have to involve everyone, take everyone in confidence, and live to their goals. If IMA becomes strong, the life of an average doctor in India will be much better.
So, I'll put a commitment to you, sir, to reduce toxicity against doctors and against they especially, because I believe that उनके साथ बहुत गलत होता है. Okay, seniors are harassing them और वही एक चला आता सर that मैंने 36 घंटे काम किया था तू क्यों नहीं करेगा. I don't like this thing. I don't like violence against doctors especially, and I don't like the ease which way patients are now beating up doctors. Wherever IMA needs our help, sir, we will be there. We will post. We will try to do. We will call up people over there. Okay, because I think everybody, I totally agree with you that everybody needs to come together to stop this.
Yes, is a fact. You are doing it in your channel is very appreciable, but many more people need to do it. Plus, the people have also to be told. भैया आपकी अगर मरीज की आउटकम खराब हो गई तो गलती डॉक्टर की जरूर होना है. डॉक्टर प्रॉपर कम्युनिकेट कर सकता है लेकिन चीज की आउटकम नहीं बदल सकता. He has, after all, life is, after all, अब हमारी जिंदगी लिमिटेड है. कोई कितना बजे किंग कॉन्ग बन जाए 100-500 साल नहीं जिलेगा. उसको कहीं ना कहीं ऑर्गन्स खराब हो रहे हैं, उजे खराब हो रहे हैं, तो कहीं ना कहीं डॉक्टर उसको सस्टेन कर सकता है, लंबा खींच सकता है, बहुत लंबा नहीं कर सकता. यहाँ तो हम देखते हैं कि 90 साल का मर गया तो भी असॉल्ट हो गया. क्यों हो गया जी? हाँ, बिल्कुल हमारे ताया जी मर गया जी. इसमें मैं समझता हूँ कहीं ना कहीं मीडिया ने बहुत नुकसान किया है. दैट नुकसान विल हैव टू बी रिवर्स्ड एंड इट विल नॉट बी डन ओवरनाइट. आई थिंक ये पूरा सिस्टम से हमें करना पड़ेगा. इट्स नॉट डिफिकल्ट. दैट्स वन ऑफ द, अपार्ट फ्रॉम बीइंग ए मेडिकल डॉक्टर एंड माय प्रैक्टिस, my life is totally devoted, and so is the life of many people in IMA who are avowed medico-social activists. They do it, but more need to do it, more and more need to do it. The whole lot needs to do it. Every doctor should become an activist. Whenever we make a new member of IMA, we tell him, भाई मिस्टर जेंटलमैन, अपना काम तो आप करोगे, अपनी रोटी जी कमाओगे, सब कुछ करोगे, अपना परिवार चलाओगे, उसके बाद अगर आप थोड़ा टाइम इसको दे दोगे ना, तो हम सबकी ज़िंदगी बहुत अच्छी हो जाएगी. I think that is not, that only said it, it has to be practiced.
Sir, if you were the health minister of India for a day, sir, what are the changes that you would bring?
सबसे पहले तो मैं कहूँगा कि जो ये स्पेशलिस्ट और जर्नलिस्ट का सिस्टम है ना, the services of specialists are being wasted. Bring family medicine or GPs in front. Let them become the pallbearer of the medical services in India. The day this happens, the cost will go down. We do need the super specialty hospitals, but the health budget is very little. सबसे पहले तो हेल्थ बजट बढ़ाओ. We are only 1%, 1.1% है. स्विट्जरलैंड में 16% है, अमेरिका में 9% है, फ्रांस में 8% है, स्विट्जरलैंड hardly 1%, which is not sufficient. India is a huge country. India is a poor rich country. It is a poor country of rich people. उनको बदलना पड़ेगा. अपने अपना हेल्थ बजट बदलना चाहिए. जनरल प्रैक्टिस को उसको बड़ा, प्राइमरी हेल्थ केयर, द होल कमिटी सेड इट 6 decades back. Primary health care has to be strengthened. In China, what they do, they improved the public health. Illness goes down. We do not need all the budget to be spent on specialty hospitals also. They are needed, but they cater hardly to 10 to 20% of the services. Rest all is done by the primary healthcare people. So, sanitation, primary healthcare, hygiene, these things अगर हम अच्छा, अगर within a day तो मैं कुछ भी नहीं कर पाऊंगा health minister, but I think I can start these changes. If these changes are carried on for a long time, why can't Indian medical service be better? The doctors are best, but we have to develop a proper system whereby their services are properly and optimally utilized.
So government planned this thing called Doctor Protection Act. What happened to it?
There's Protection Act, तो हम क्या कहेंगे कि आप जानते हैं कि years back when the Consumer Protection Act came, initially it was thought that the medical services will not be covered by the consumer. Now they are covered. So when, if anything goes wrong, कहते हैं this is a consumer market. A wronged patient, a grieved patient can go to consumer court, can go to councils in Delhi Medical Council, can go to civil court, plus मार बटाई अलग कर सकता है. तो यानी कि तो कंज्यूमर मार्केट हो गई ना, कि अगर मेरा टीवी ठीक नहीं चला तो मैं कुछ भी कर सकता हूँ. तो कहीं ना कहीं हमें इसको बदलना चाहिए. एक टीवी खरीदने में वो एक बॉडी की सर्विस खरीदने में बहुत फ़र्क है, बहुत फ़र्क है.
तो फिर डॉक्टर प्रोटेक्शन अटक क्यों गया? ये तो काफ़ी आगे बढ़ भी गया था.
No, it is not doctor, it is consumer protection act. There is no separate doctor protection act. Consumer protection act ही है, उसमें पहले मेडिकल सर्विसेज कवर नहीं होती थी, कहा जाता था. अब तो फुल्ली कवर्ड है. कंज्यूमर कोर्ट्स में कई केसेस चल रहे हैं.
Sir, I'm talking about this thing which the government announced in 2020-21 where DPA was planned to protect violence against doctors.
That is called, that is different thing. That is called, I'm forgetting, in fact, that was when I was the president of Delhi Medical Station in 2008-9. It was a proper act. When it was the government, it came. But it has not percolated down the line. Most SHOs in various police stations are not even aware of it. So, even in 2 years back, when 3 years back when the Corona came, that time only for 1 year, only for Corona care, that time Home Minister Amit Shah ji, they said only Corona के लिए, बाकियों के लिए नहीं है. तो इसके बाद भी when Harshvardhan was the Health Minister of India, he also brought it, but it was scuttled. It was dropped. They said कि अगर आप ऐसे अलग मांगेंगे तो सब लोग अपनी प्रोटेक्शन के एक्ट मांगेंगे. It was not taken up.
So what was the essence of that act?
That was called prevention of violence against doctors and their medical establishments. It is a very, अब का नहीं चल रहा, ये चल रहा है 2008-9 से. तब दिल्ली में आया, फिर हिंदुस्तान में भी लाया गया, लेकिन डाउन द लाइन कहीं कुछ जगहों पे लगा तो जरूर है, बट उसकी ज़रूरत जब होती है तो इस्तेमाल ही नहीं होता.
So that's a legal measure which is in execution or no?
It is not. The central government did not provide us. Central government refused it. We wanted a central act. Central act against violence against doctors and their medical establishments, but the central government did not permit it. It happened right in 2 or 3 years back when Dr. Harshvardhan was the Health Minister of India. He piloted it. It was dropped. It was dropped. The plea given was by the Home Minister was that time that if you ask for protection, then the others will say, you do not need a separate act. The plea given was, the medical profession does not need a separate act. The IMA fought it tooth and nail, but they were not amused. Even IMA today also, it's a policy that there should be a central act against violence against doctors and their medical establishments, but it is not accepted. So we are left to care for our own selves.
It's sad.
It's no doubt sad, but my brother be a doctor. If my doctor brother is my ally, then I do not need anything else. I would say do not expect much from the government, but build up our own organization in a manner that our brothers act with us, then we are safe.
Sir, you have seen, I'm asking you as you have been heads of so many councils and associations. You have seen this mixopathy happening. People can do 6-month diploma and then become homeopathic, can become allopathic. What's your opinion?
You see, it is a very, very painful. We as a policy in IMA stand by only one thing. Each pathy, each specialist, whether it is modern medical system or it is homeopathy or it is Ayurveda, other allied, they should stick to their stream. We are still for it. But the government is not accepting this thing. Somehow government thinks to bring more doctors, they should train all doctors, including Ayurveda's doctors, including BHMS doctors, including pharma people also. Give them 6 months training. IMA is opposing it tooth and nail. But till now, we are not finding peace. Government I think in Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, they have started. They are even starting an integrated course also. Although our IMA is opposing it, but we are not able to gain ground. I think till the time the PM office is convinced that the pathies need to be separate, it will not happen. But painfully, it is not happening.
Sometimes आपको लगता नहीं that I'm just talking as an IMA here कि you have to convince somebody that they are doing the wrong step and आपके दिमाग में आते हो ना कि that IMA should take an extreme step ताकि इनको realize हो कि हम कितने powerful हैं.
वो एक ही हो सकता है, stop the service.
Stop the services.
बंद means किसी की जान की परवाह करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Somehow we doctors being noble souls and being involved in a noble profession, I already said our nobility has become our biggest deterrent. If we don't become, एक वकील कहता है ठीक है भाई 4 दिन केस नहीं किया 5 दिन कर लूँगा, क्या फर्क पड़ता है. पेशेंट कहता है डॉक्टर साहब मेरा ऑपरेशन आज नहीं किया तो मेरा तो माँ मर जाएगी, ये हो जाएगा. उस चक्कर में हम फंस जाते हैं. तो डाउन द लाइन we'll have to mean more business. We'll have to behave like only service providers and we'll have to do it. I think we should all to come together to take a pledge कि भैया बहुत हो गया, अब तो बर्दाश्त नहीं करेंगे. अगर जब तक हम ये नहीं करेंगे तब तक असॉल्ट्स भी होते रहेंगे, हमारी दुर्गत भी होती रहेगी, हमारे नए बच्चे भी बेचारे वर्किंग आवर्स ज़्यादा काम करते रहेंगे, पैसा भी नहीं मिलेगा. तो मेरे हिसाब से फॉर द बेटर हेल्थ ऑफ द पीपल ऑफ इंडिया वी शुड टेक ए प्लेज ऑल ऑफ अस दैट बहुत हो गया, अब तो बर्दाश्त ज़्यादा नहीं करेंगे, हमें कुछ करना चाहिए, तभी कुछ कर पाएंगे.
सर मैं आपके साथ हूँ, मेरी पूरी ऑडियंस आपके साथ है. लेट्स मेक इंडिया बेटर, लेट्स मेक IMA बेटर.
Definitely. I'm sure with the effort of all of us, we shall do it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for being here. You've been lovely. Thank you so much for being on our podcast.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for watching today's show. I believe we have gone through the struggles of a family medicine specialist, the realities of family medicine, and what really the medicos of India need. We need unity. We need to come together and we need to show everyone that together we can do anything. Thank you so much. And as always, do not forget to like, share and subscribe. God bless you. All the best.